Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be doing this walkthrough of, well, I just kind of refer to this as the basement section. Kind of seems appropriate. I don't know. I think Luca's actually like moving from one house to another, but this will be the initial section that we're going to get into with this game. So this game is definitely, like, because of the jump scares and just the overall theme to it, it's one of the scarier games that I've played in a long time. It is also one of the more confusing games that I've played in a long time. Just because the puzzles are like really vague. So I just kind of thought I'd do a walkthrough on this one. First thing that we'll do is we'll tilt this TV over so that way it faces the couch. We're going to go over to this corner leg and we are going to pick up this doorknob. It's just a knob. It's not going to open the door. It's going to open this little hatch right over here. So go ahead and interact with this and use the knob in here. When you've done that, go ahead and open this up and you'll be able to retrieve the hammer. You can grab that, and I just always like to tilt the TV over out this way just so I can see a little bit better. If you leave it over there, it gets a little dark in this section here. But before we leave, we're going to interact with this tin canister. Make sure to hit X to interact, and you'll hear Luca like, no, this can't be happening, God, right? He doesn't realize what's going on with him yet. Obviously, at this portion of the game, it's very confusing. So once we open this door, go ahead and use the hammer to take these boards off here. And then we're going to start making our way into the kind of like locked portion of Grandpa's house.
Come on. Maybe I can get out to Grandpa's house. I gotta
So
get out of here.
once all that collapses, just go ahead and just keep walking forward. You'll eventually open this door. Make a left, walk all the way down this hallway. When you get down the hallway, you'll hear that bang right there. You can turn around. This thing will have spawned in. Now, when you walk up to this thing, all you're going to do is you're going to pull the drape off and it's just going to reveal a clock. When you turn around, it's opened up this first door on the left. So head in here and you'll have the instant camera kind of like sitting right there so that this is your birthday present. Interact with that to grab the camera. R2 to grab, obviously. And what you'll do at this point is back up a little bit and take a picture of this chair.
What?
This is going to start like the main interaction sequence with this whole thing. Go over to this cupboard here, this bottom drawer, get a little bit closer, and you will find a key in here. Okay, so go ahead and grab that, and then turn off to the right over here and grab, I'm assuming that this is Grandpa, so grab Grandpa's photo off the wall. You can look through here if you want to, you can not if you don't. I don't, from what I could tell, as many playthroughs as I've done, it really doesn't hold any bearing to what you're doing here. You'll walk over to this section of the game, and you can't interact with anything. You'll have this silhouette of the clock show up. Take the cover off of it, and then just walk back here again, and then interact with this wall with Grandpa's photo. This will spawn back in, and then you could go and run down this way here. You could take off this this cover and interact with this nail. It's kind of like, it's very finicky, so you'll have to just be patient with it. As far as the cursor goes, when it highlights the object, once you get the nail, you can start walking back over here, interact with the wall, use the nail. And then you could place Grandpa's portrait on there also. Back up a little bit and take a picture of that. When you shake the picture up, if you can see it on screen here, it'll show that Grandpa's pointing to go behind you. If you can't see it all that great, then you can interact with the photos in your inventory. You'll get a better shot of it. So at this point, you could just turn around and open this door here with the key that we got from the little dresser thing inside the room with the chair. Open that up, and now you will be in the little storage area where
What the hell has Dad been doing here?
Luca will go, just like that. TV actually does nothing in here, so as much as you click on it, it really doesn't do anything. So next picture that you'll want to get is of this drawing on the wall here. That's going to give you the clues that you need for when you actually head down into the well section. That will be explained in the next video, and we'll get to that. So grab the key out of the matchbox there, open up this door here, use said key in this safe here, and now you'll be able to store and retrieve items, right? So you can go ahead and at this point store that tin box. You don't need it really, and what you're going to want to take is you're going to want to take Luca's notebook.
My notebook?
Yeah. He's going to draw in it like later on, so it's going to be very much needed. Grab cassette number 1. Cassette number 1 is going to be essential to kind of like get the game started here. Once you do that, you can pass through this door over here, and you can make your way over to the tape recorder. When you try to interact with it, all the power is going to go out. Right? So interact with that, all the power will go out, and now we're going to make a left over here, and we're going to move down towards the basement area where Grandpa does in fact have a generator. These puzzles are different every single time, so what I do may not necessarily work for you, guys, but you'll just have to kind of like fidget with this until you actually get everything into place. If the fuses pop up, obviously, then you just need to go a different way when you're doing it the second time around. So that happened to be the puzzle there. You'll turn to the right and turn on the generator. Once you get this generator running, we're going to walk back up to the tape recorder, the tape player, tape recorder, whatever you want to call it there, right? And we're going to pop in the priest's number 1 tape here. This tape does need to play all the way through, but in the meantime, we're going to open up this drawer here, and we're going to grab this triangle key. We are going to turn around at this point, and we're going to make our way all the way back up to the front where we basically came out of that basement area, where we saw the clock the first time, and we're going to use that key there. So just follow this route to go all the way back.
Well, I'm afraid it's no simple matter. I could speak at length about various.
And then obviously when you get to this door, use the key that we found.
The best way is to obey.
It's going to be the best way just so that way you can avoid that later on. And again, you could just let the priest keep talking on the tape. You do have to listen to this all the way through, because once he's done, Luca will draw something in his notebook. And it's kind of like at those points that when Luca draws his stuff in the notebook, that you're able to interact with different objects. So there's really nothing else in the kitchen here. There's nothing else to do. So we can like literally just start walking down into the basement area over here, so that way we can get to the red door. On the way to the red door, we are going to find a kind of like disc that creates pictures that contains pictures of 2 planets, and that should be Mars and Jupiter, right? Yeah. Now you'll go a little bit further, and you'll actually be able to crawl through this crawl space over here. Once you get to the other side here, just make a right and then a quick left, and then you'll go down a little bit and make a right again, and then you could just kind of hang out here until the priest kind of like stops talking, because that's when Luca will kind of like, start becoming a little bit possessed and drawing in his notebook. So
Before I forget, several cases
we'll
of
just
possession
wait
saw
for that to happen.
strange behavioral patterns in
There's a couple of
nearby
sections like this in the game where you just have to wait for, you know, these kinds of things to kind of like go through.
Steer clear of the insects.
This is just the first one because we will encounter
There's
another
just
one
no
in
way
the
I
well,
can't
but
be possessed.
you'll hear
It
Lucas
must
say
be a
that
mistake.
he, you know, he can't be
Those pictures
possessed.
that way,
You know, he'll put his
are
hand
what
out in a
didn't
second
do it.
and he'll start, you know,
Dad
like
thinks it was
feeling, I guess, the possession,
I,
and then he'll draw in his notebook. So you'll hear the scribbling here in a
my
second.
head. A door. A red door. What's happening to me? Is this what that man was talking about? It can't be happening to me.
So if we were in some different section of the house, we'd have to walk down here anyway. Once he drew this, once the tape was done and he drew the store, we'd have to walk down here. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a picture of the store to trigger the well, see the well portion of the game. So if you want to watch the entire run, click on the card that's going to pop up right over here. Otherwise, if this helped you at all, do like, subscribe, and all that good jazz. And I will catch you in the next video. I broke these up the way that I did because I'm a small channel, so my chapter markers don't exactly work all the time. I'm going to try them when I do create the full video, but it'll be broken down into pieces like this in a MADiSON playlist. So if you need more help with any other sections, click on that. Appreciate you checking out the video. Catch you later.